Hello, hello, welcome in. I'm Adara, a YA paranormal romance and sci-fi author. And welcome to today's Monday productivity sprints. We seem to be in a bit of an odd state of the year, where the East Coast have already changed to daylight savings. In the UK we haven't yet, and we won't be until I think it's the 29th. So during this time, we will only have 4 hours difference between us. So I'm aware at this point in time that there are other live streams going on from the people on the East Coast who are waking up. That's fair enough. But I have some work to do, as per usual. And I'm testing something new this time, which is I want to give you a sneak peek into my audiobook production process. So I'm currently in the middle of recording my audiobook for my debut novel Drawing Red. That came out about 2 years ago now. And I'm taking a very unusual route for production. I am recording it myself, and I'm simply aiming to make it available on YouTube. So I'm hoping on making the first chapter free. If people would like to pay for access to the rest of it, fine. I'll see how that goes. If not, I may make it all available. We'll see how things work out. But I'm juggling 3 projects at the moment. A first draft, revisions for Drawing Red sequel, and this. And this is holding up the process. And whenever something crops up, which I've had a lot of things crop up that have put me off doing the work I need to, especially in the last few weeks. This is the project that tends to get dropped, and it's like it's hanging over me. So I would like to go all in producing this book. So I would like to spend today's writing sprints working on my audiobook. Thankfully, due to my kind of PC upgrades, I think I can do that while having this live stream running at the same time. So, without further ado, let me hop over to my audiobook recording setup. This is where the magic happens. I edit all of my videos in DaVinci Resolve. So what I do first is I actually use my OBS setup to record all of my audio, because I have some pretty decent sounding kind of things going on for levels, filters and whatnot for this sound. And I record it there. I then import it into DaVinci Resolve. And I am going to be editing in there. And I'm going to see how it goes. So I have chapter 7 here, ready to record. Well, I say record. It's being recorded. Put my teeth back in. Ready to edit. Just one little thing first. Let's get this up and running, I think. Let's see if I can get this. So you can see what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So you'll be able to see my mouse move, anything that I'm clicking, any shortcuts, that sort of a thing. There we go. Nice. I think that'll do. Yeah, why not? Okay. So you should be able to see me hard at work here on my audiobook in today's sprints. As per usual, I'm going to attempt to do an hour of work. So 20 minutes per sprint, and we'll see how much I can get done in that time. I also have a copy in front of me open of the book, and I'll be listening through with that to see if I'm saying the right words, hearing for errors. I'll be editing out bloopers and the like. And this is how a session for me normally goes. Normally, I would also then stop and record little bits of audio using OBS. Not sure if I'll do that today because I have the lo-fi on, so I'm just going to have to make a note of any lines I need to re-record. If I get to that point and there is a lot that needs to be re-recorded, then I might swap to just doing a different project, something slightly less ambitious. Because I do like the lo-fi. It might be a case of on these streams, one day I have to turn the lo-fi off. I hope I'm not going to get to that. Lurkers, of course, are welcome, as are time travellers. And without further ado, I'm going to start the first timer. From this point on, everything is automated. Our 5-minute breaks are automated. And they will be signalled by chimes. So, in 3, 2, 1, sprint! And that's time. How did everybody get on? I had a fair few bloopers to have to edit out of that. And I also have a lift? Yeah. Exactly this type of blooper. I also have a list of 4 lines that I'm going to need to re-record. 1 where there was a word missing, and 3 which were either mispronounced or very, very quiet. A lot of my bloopers were due to coughing, where I ran out of strength when I was breathing. I'm just looking at this list, and they're not complicated words. They're things like door, for, then. But they're incredibly weak, and they deserve to have those lines re-recorded. Now, I won't be doing that today, or at least not during this session, but this session is good for getting all the bloopers out. Then after that, I can use OBS instead of streaming to re-record. Oh, hi Brett. I'm on my phone so I can't tell what program I'm using. No, I'm using DaVinci Resolve. I record all my lines in OBS because I like the way I sound when I stream, with all the filters and whatnot. And then I just shove all that into DaVinci Resolve. And I edit from there. After the stream, I'll be going back to re-record some lines. I've picked up some things that I've either mispronounced or where I've left out a word. But this is one big session of editing out bloopers. I originally had my avatar kind of speaking to camera, but I was using an out-of-date avatar, and it sounded so different when I moved to the PC from the laptop with the whole recording thing. But I'm just pleased I have enough RAM now to be able to edit and live stream with a 2D model at the same time. So this is fun. It's very laid back. It's just something you can put on in the background and forget about. I'm wondering if it's worth uploading it to YouTube, kind of saying it's a podcast, or if I just put it up as a regular video. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look to see how other audiobooks have been uploaded. But yeah, instead of doing a first draft and getting words down, I figured I'm falling behind with this a fair bit. I'm only up to chapter 7. My weekend was thrown for a loop with caring responsibilities, so I better use this time to catch up. Yes, DaVinci Resolve. I use something similar, KeyDNLive. So I record my videos on OBS, then edit using KeyDNLive. Yeah, I'm recording on OBS these days. It was a steep learning curve, but I think I'm getting better all the time. I'm getting more clever, at least. Same with DaVinci Resolve. I spent yesterday converting my big winter roundup video into, like, shorts. And I managed to get a fair few out of them. So I've scheduled all those. Unfortunately, the Adara Unwinds didn't happen on Friday. I had a migraine, and the 2 nights after that were caring responsibilities cropped up. But yeah, I figured I can't keep going juggling 3 different projects, so I'm going to go all in to steamroll through this audiobook, and then I can just be back to writing 2 books. In fact, I don't see any difference between the podcast list and the normal playlist. Perhaps it's got more accurate analytics or SEO. I'm not sure. I've seen people upload audiobooks as podcasts. I've seen people upload them as videos. Considering mine doesn't really have a video aspect to it anymore, and it's just kind of like the chapter title, I'm wondering if podcast might be the way to go. I'm not certain. I'm going to do more research and see what I can find. But thank you for popping by, even on mobile. That's impressive. Okay, 3, 2, 1, sprint. And that's time. I'm realizing I cough a lot. That's what I'm realizing through this. I have one more line that I need to re-record. That makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines I need to record. I clearly wasn't the best on this day in terms of delivery. Yeah, I was coughing a lot. It's understandable. A lot of the errors, bloopers, coughs are happening. I think I was just fed up I wasn't making progress, and I doubled down in this instance to just push through with this chapter. Still, we'll make something of it yet. I hope the fog log is coming along well. It does seem to become a bit of a Monday tradition at this point. Well, we can use this for whatever we like. How many coughs did you delete? A lot. Is natural. Surprisingly, I don't have, I don't have that. There's been a lot of coughing, a lot of brain fog, of starting a line and then it just devolving into nonsense. That happens. Or I run out of breath as I'm talking and I run out of steam and then words just flop and they're really muffled. So a lot of that needs to be re-recorded. But thankfully, I can do that pretty quickly afterwards. What I need to look up is a keyboard shortcut so that whenever I delete something, the next chunk automatically snaps together on the timeline. That would be life-changing, increase in quality for this. It genuinely would. I mean, yesterday I discovered how to mark in and out on the timeline, even though I've been using this thing for years. I'm getting better, I think. Improving every day. Better than need. I keep looking things up. So many coughs. I could tell I wasn't well this day. The other problem is I was trying to do vocal warm-ups. And there's one particular sound which is very common in a vocal warm-up, which is unfortunately the same sound I use to feed my cats. And I remember on this day, I forgot. I accidentally used the sound. The cats came rampaging into the room. Then I had to go across the house to feed them, to follow through with that. And then by the time I got back, I was quite out of breath. So I blame that for how bad this chapter is. You can't edit out brain fog. Unfortunately not. Well, you can try to override it on a later date. You can kind of re-record lines and stick them in there. That's the plus of not filming myself, not having the Vtuber model talk, because that was getting pretty difficult. It was jumping around a lot. And I'm like, okay, I just want to get a viable something out there. Is it going to be as high, quality production with Vtuber model as I wanted? No, but it's going to be something I can manage with brain fog. Yeah, I've learned I'm having to come up with other things. It's the one where you kind of make noises with your lips. You kind of roll them. I cannot do that. We specifically kind of made our kittens grow up associating that sound with food. So we'd make that whenever we were feeding them. And now if there was an emergency, we can use that sound and they'll come running. So if ever we think that there's one that we can't find, make the sound, it appears, both of them come running. If we think there was one time one got locked in the cupboard under the stairs accidentally, didn't see him going in there, they're both black. Made the food sound, only one cat turns up, and then you start to hear meowing in response. Because the cats know their names, they just choose to not respond to them most of the time. Food noise, though, they know there's something in that. And even when we do use it on those occasions, we then follow through and give them the food. So, that's been interesting. Oh, I've fallen to that trap before. Yeah, I think I blame that. Lack of blood to the head from going all across the house and back again. I've learnt my lesson. Oh, here we go. Last sprint. Let's go. Okay, I have discovered how to do delete ripple, which makes it so that when you delete a part, it automatically snaps left on the timeline to kind of retake the start of the previous clip. That is a life-changing quality of life upgrade right there. It is making this so much simpler. I still haven't figured out how to get everything to snap left on the timeline. There's probably a button for that. There's a button for everything. It's just a case of figuring it out when you come across it. At first I was getting confused. I'm like, shift. Which one's shift? Because I don't have one named shift on this particular keyboard. It's shift and delete at the same time. At first I'm like, no, it's not the tab button. No, that's just two crossing arrows. I'm like, but this one doesn't have one named shift. And then I figured it out. It's the ones with the up arrows. I feel so stupid. Of course it's the one with the up arrows. So you can see if you look back in this that I tried about 2-3 times with tabbed, and I'm looking quite confused. And then I just literally light up when I discovered the shift buttons are the up arrows. It is a big game changer. So I still need to go through and finish this kind of blooper round. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines I need to re-record, but I'll have to do those off stream. But that should be fine. It's a case of just recording those lines in OBS, then I can immediately just input them as I do them into DaVinci Resolve here and just override them. I tend to speak at a pretty consistent pace during the audiobook production process, and I'm going to have to remind myself that for my vocal warm-ups, I am not going to use accidentally the rolling lips one, because that tells the cats it's food time. I made that error once, and that's how I got into this chapter being as bad as it is and needing as much editing. Hi, Mr. Bad Names with names. Welcome. Yeah, I'm just rounding off for the day, but across 3 20-minute streams, I've been editing bloopers out of Chapter 7 of the Drawing Red audiobook. It's been fun. I record it all in OBS, transfer it into DaVinci Resolve. This was a blooper run where I take them all out, and I've got a list of about 7 or so lines that I need to go back and re-record. But I'm going to have to do that off of OBS because here we have music in the background. Okay, that's it for now. I hope you all have a very good day. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with this or if I'm going to leave it there for the day. Not sure. I might jump into other people's live streams, I might not. But my plan worked. I have actually been able to show some of this editing process and to use this time to get to grips with it. I'm trying to put my other projects on hold until I get this audiobook out into the world, because it's taking up so much of my time, to the point where the only times I was ever really writing the other work was on these Monday live streams, and it's just kept dragging and dragging. So I think I'm going to make this my main focus. Well done for completing your fog log. Yeah, I'm one to talk about things being late. You can check my stream schedule. This week it was, it's meant to be produced and put out on Saturdays. Saturday I had a migraine. Sunday I had some caring responsibilities, so that ended up going out just before 2 o'clock this morning. Oh, yeah, well, the YouTube is forgiving. The internet is forgiving. So, I'm not too sure many people saw it. I kind of forgot to put any tags in there when I was putting it on social media. Hoggy is happy and he can rest now. I'm glad. Glad to hear it. Well, I wish... Oh, there we go. And we'll put this way. There we go. I wish everyone a productive day, whatever they're up to. And hopefully I will be on chapter 8 or more by this time next week. And my plan is to keep on working on this audiobook until it's done. The problem is I was getting bored, and I've been trying to rearrange chapters and things, like juggle books and whatnot, and head hopping. I'm not making that much progress. I think if I knuckle down, get this produced, out the way, then I'm only back to 2 projects. Actual writing projects then. It also means that I can start marketing Drawing Red again. I'm kind of not actively marketing it right now because this process is showing me 1 or 2 typos. So I figure by the end of it, I can re-upload the interiors of those books. And then I can start that marketing process too. Right. I will see you all again. I know that there are other people kind of running live streams in Authortube at this point. And I know that they also started at the same time with me, because we're in the very interesting area where the East Coast in America have already had their change to daylight savings. So they're 1 hour kind of ahead of where they were. Ahead? No, behind from where they were. So our gap has gone from 5 hours to 4. So when this started, it was 9 o'clock. I know there are people there who start their live streams at 9 o'clock. So chances are there's people we can go to. I'm not big enough to raid people, or the equivalent of raiding on YouTube anyway. So I may or may not see you there. Thanks for coming. Bye.